Wow, what a day. I am absolutely shattered. After hiking up to Angel's Landing on what I call the Stairway to Heaven, I then went up to Narrows by the Riverside Walk. Didn't go into the Narrows. I saw this, looks like there was a storm coming in over the back, and that makes it dangerous. And then took a walk down various parts of the scenic drive, and took the bus in the other parts, and then went to the visitor centre. Watched the video all about it. So it was a good day. A good day. Absolutely exhausted though. I think I've discovered some new parts of my lungs. Yeah, but Zion apparently gets its biblical name from the Mormon settlers who originally settled here to farm it. And when it was first made, a protected area, it was named after after what the Indians called it. I can't remember what they called that though. And then when it became a national park, it was named Zion. And there's also quite a lot of the major attractions in the park have got biblical names as well, such as Angel's Landing, the Table of Altar, the Altar of Sacrifice, the Table of Sacrifice, Altar of Sacrifice, something like that. Cathedral Point, or Cathedral Peak, or something like that. And then the three patriarchs named after Abraham, Isaac, and Moses, perhaps. So yeah, interesting to see the history of it, not just the kind of the geological history, which is fascinating in and of itself, but the way that people have shaped the past and the future as well. For example, the tunnel that we're driving through was built so that people could come and enjoy the national park. Had it not been made a national park, then there wouldn't have been a tunnel, and it looks like we have traffic. Joys. Must be something big coming through, which is why we're waiting, because it's a small tunnel. I don't think they had RVs and buses back in those days. So yeah, but no, fantastic day, absolutely beautiful. And look forward to showing you the pictures. So we're back in Dixie National Forest, where I was camping last night, but a different part of it, and we are in Red Canyon, heading towards Bryce Canyon, but not actually going into Bryce Canyon, just going through Tropic and Escalante. But yeah, Red Canyon is very red, as you can see. So yeah, I'm going to be camping on National Forest Little Road 117. That's like 10-15 miles away. Well folks, we have arrived. This is home for the night. Did I just stop it? Oh, no, we're still going. We're still going. Right. So this is us. Dixie National Forest. As you can see, it's a lot more open than last night, and I'm not quite as alone either. Just over the ridge there, there's some folks with some horses camped up. Got this dude over here. Don't know if he's staying or if he's just hanging out for a bit, but there's a fair few people and things around, and obviously someone has camped at this spot before. So anyway, I went and got the Ziploc bags for lunch, for making sandwiches. Then forgot to make the sandwiches, but it doesn't make too much difference. I don't really eat much when I'm hiking anyway, so that was okay. That was okay. Well, oh dear, you're getting all steamed up there. That's a little better. Well, for as hot as it gets here through the day, it gets equally cold at night. So this is my tent. Got the frost on it here. all this frozen. And obviously the sun's up, so it's already melting. And it's getting a little bit wet inside from all the moisture that's now dripping inside, but again, it's melting quite quickly as well, which is surprising. So, about an hour ago it would have been quite a bit thicker with frost. But it was a very chilly night last night, so I'm glad I have a good sleeping bag, keep me cosy. But I slept good, I slept really well. I was exhausted from the hike yesterday, and also I've not been getting quite enough sleep over the last few days. My body's not quite adjusted to the time difference. So that big hike was just what I needed to get me to get the right amount of sleep. So I'm up at the right time, having gone and had a good night's sleep. So today's quite a drive. I think it's like 500 miles, and we're driving over to Gunnison. I'm going to be camping in Gunnison National Forest. Really just kind of a chilled out day. Big drive, so lots of little hikes and stuff. Nothing so major as before. But first of all, let's get some breakfast. I'm going to leave the tent up for a while, let the sun get rid of the ice and dry it up a bit. So maybe take a little bit of a while. Oh, excuse me. Take a little bit of a while extra this morning. Let the sun come up and do its thing. So this is Chimney Rock, which is just like completely in the middle of nowhere. But oh, you guys, actually, do you know what? I'm going to jump out for a second and show you. So this is where we are right now, in the middle of State Park, which I momentarily forget the name of. It is Kodachrome State Park, and it is gorgeous here. This isn't actually the most spectacular. I keep doing this, I keep recording, but it's not very spectacular. I guess I'm just kind of caught up in the moment when it's a really beautiful part. But just actually, you know what? Just being here is amazing, and that car is so noisy. Shh. Yeah, I listened. Yeah, this is beautiful. So today, I stopped at a visitor centre just outside Tropic, and I've come to the state park here. I'm going to do a few short hikes and just get some photos and stuff. I'm really not going to do much videoing because videoing seems to take quite a lot of battery. The other camera has died completely, and there's another 2 days that I have to survive with this camera. So I think I'm going to primarily be photographing, which is fine because I like the photos. I'll still do a couple of videos though. Let you know what's happening. Yeah, what a beautiful day. Don't think I'm coming home. So this is the trail I'm currently hiking. I don't know if you can really see it much, but there's a waypoint marker right there. You can see a little bit of trail further on, and every once in a while you'll get a post sticking out like this to mark the way. But generally, just scrambling across the rocks, and so far I've not got lost, which is good. But you see where that road is in the distance there? Just where that road comes to this bit of rocks here. That's where I'm parked, so that's where I'm heading back to. But this red colour, and it's the same with all the red colour all around here, is made from iron ore in the rocks, so like effectively rust in the Navajo sandstone. So it's sand with iron in it that's going red with the oxidisation. It's pretty cool. What a view. So I reckon this is a good place to stop for lunch. That's a bit better. Everyone's now gone, and I am being left here. This place is called Head of the Rocks. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, you can see everything from here. Starting in the distance there. Zoom in a bit. It's kind of in the clouds slightly. That's Aquarius Plateau, or Boulder Mountain. Then down there you have the Escalante River Corridor. You can't really see much, but it's there. Then we've got the Henry Mountains out in the background there. Really can't see much, but they're there, I promise. They were the last place in USA to be mapped because they're extremely rugged, and there's a herd of roaming bison there as well. And coming across the left, we've got the Little Rocky Mountains. Oops, put it at you. Where are you? Little Rocky Mountains over there. And then we've got the La Salle Mountain. Again, it's barely able to see it. Circle Cliffs coming around to the right. And then over here we've got Navajo Mountain. So I drove down Utah Route 12 a few years ago when I was road tripping around this part of the country, and I do not remember it being this gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. Like words cannot describe how intensely amazing it is, and it just keeps on going. And because I'd driven on Utah 12 before, I was thinking, well, you know, this year perhaps I go the other way, and that would have been a mistake. Like, this is gorgeous. In fact, if I'm ever back in this part of the country again, I'm going to come back and do Utah 12 again. And I'm actually going to leave more time for it as well. Because, well, I didn't really know what was down here. As I've been driving along, there's lots of little hikes, there's far more places to stop than I had imagined. And there's a bigger hike, like a half-day hike. What's it called? Calf Creek. And there's a waterfall in the middle of the desert, so I really want to check that out, but I just don't have time to do that this year. In fact, it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've not even done 100 miles of the 480-mile journey today. So, yeah, I've not really got much time to stop. I've done too much stopping, too much hiking already today. So I think I'm going to be getting into camp quite late, when it's going to be dark, which is really not as fun. But yeah, oh wow, check this out. Just zoom in a bit for you there. There you go. Look at that. Don't you wish you were here, road tripping alongside me? Wow. And another scenic turnout coming around, which means there'll be another big view down to the left. I expect it'll be down to the left. Looking at the landscape here. Oh, how beautiful! Actually, do you know what? Let me just turn this around again. I never feel as alive as when I'm out. I don't know if it's just an American thing or just that America lends itself more to this than the UK, but just being out in nature like this, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. There's something there on the left, I don't know what it is. Kiva Coffee House. Ah, nice. What was I saying? Yeah, so just I feel so alive being here. You know, I'm just driving around and hiking and stuff as well. But it's just awesome. I just feel human and, you know, so motivated and happy. It's fantastic. I've found nowhere else that can compare to the way being in the west of America can make me feel. It's absolutely fantastic. And just looking at this scenery, I read a quote. I forget what the quote actually said, and I'm not going to say it completely wrong now. But basically, what nature does, what the elements do at their leisure over a period of time is more than what humans can do with the greatest effort. And I think that's something we could maybe take into our own lives. That if you do something at your leisure, but you have the time to do it, then the results are going to be far more fantastic than if you put a lot of effort in a short time. Time and effort, I think, are the most important things. making sure that you have the time to do the things you want. Actually, this is becoming even more dramatic as we're driving through here. We're now into this canyon, quite steep-sided. I'll turn you around so you can see. Whoop, without crashing the car. There we go. I forgot I was zoomed in, so you probably saw the freckles on my nose, or the pimples on my nose. Absolutely beautiful here. Now, even though this is amazingly fantastic scenery, here's Calf Creek now, and I guess the parking space for the hike would be a little bit just a bit back where all the cars were. But even though this is beautiful scenery, it's not somewhere I'd want to live right in this canyon, because of the things that I want to have dramatic view from my front room of the house. But important, or possibly more important than that, is having a community to live in. And out here is just too barren and there's too far between places. Oh, look at that! To be able to have the life that I want. But if I find a nice town with a couple of baseball fields. I mean, that Escalante was pretty nice, but even that might be a little too small. Anyway, I'll stop making you jealous. One thing that's really easy to forget is just how big America is. It is huge. This road I've been driving on now is just in a straight line. Like, have a look. Ahead of you, I don't know if you can even see it in the camera, but right far ahead is the first curve that I have seen in about 50 miles. That's slightly an exaggeration, but it's definitely a long time since there's been a curve on this road, and it's just gone, and you're like, oh, it's a horizon. It's not quite the horizon, it's just like a slight bump in the road. But it has just gone and gone and gone. In fact, I can now see very faintly things that won't show up in the camera because of the clouds, but just more desert, I guess, cliffs or something like that. But some of the names around here are absolutely fantastic. Goblin Valley State Park, Devil's Backbone. I forget some others that looked at me like, that's cool. But yeah, just a lot of really cool names. I'm going to have to come back here. There's so much to see. And so many places to go hiking. Once you get out of Capitol Reef National Park, it dries up quite quickly into just this flat desert of driving endlessly, forever, without end, and then some more. And a little bit again, and no, we're not yet. Keep going. You get the idea. Yeah, but you know what? It's still nice just being out here. But it reminds me also not just how big America is, but how small I am. It's kind of easy to forget that when you're living life, doing the same things day in, day out, in the same small environment, you forget how big the world is and how small you are in it. But when you're out here, you're fully reliant. I mean, my life is dependent on this car working. I suppose it's not fully dependent. People who drive past and help. But the fact that this road even exists, until not too long ago, Utah 12, that scenic road that I was driving through, where was it? It was a scenic byway I was driving through a while ago. The one where we saw those, I explained all the scenery in the distance, which you probably couldn't see. That was only completed, 40 years ago? And until then, if you wanted to go see your neighbours, 10 miles away, it was a 200-mile round trip. or 200 mile trip in one direction, even 400 mile round trip, because that road, you could only really pass it in a 4x4 in the middle of the summer, because if it was wet or icy or snowy, forget it, you'd die. Bit dramatic, I'm sure, but yeah, that's my ramblings for the moment, my thoughts. Oh, we just got around the corner and there's more highway. Let's play a game of I Spy. I Spy with my little eye, something beginning with I. Can you see it yet? Can you see it? Okay, I'm going to turn on to it now. It's the interstate. Woo! So this is going to cross into Colorado nice and quickly, because I am only still 250 miles to go today, and it's already 4 o'clock. So we'll need to do some fast driving along the interstate, so get there nice and quick. Success! I have... Well, let me first of all tell you, I'm in Grand Junction, Colorado, so I'm now in Colorado, and I love Grand Junction. I was here a few years ago, and went to the rodeo, and it's just a really, really nice town. It's a bit big for my liking, can't find my way around that easily, but success, I now, I'd got to the point where I had like, I think, $15 left in my wallet, because I'd had problems cashing my traveller's checks. However, I've been to Walmart, and not only did Walmart cash me $200 of traveller's checks, so I now have money, so, woohoo, they also had the camping gas with the smaller attachment on it, so that I can actually cook dinner. So my plan had been to spend my last bit of money going to Wendy's or Burger King or something like that, and then going to a bank in Denver tomorrow. However, Cindy in Walmart, who's actually lived in Aberdeen in Scotland, along with Hawaii and various other places in the world. She's quite epic, I quite liked her. Yeah, thanks to her, I now have some money. I now have gas to cook my food. Welcome to the Rocky Mountains, home to many a black bear, grizzly bear, mountain lion, cougar, snake, rabid werewolf, I'm sure as well. And for me tonight, my home also. Looking ahead, we've got some snow on the top of the hills. Driving along, we're now in County Road 12, where the asphalt, the tarmac just ended, and we're now driving along a dirt road. Excellent. I figure we've got about 20-30 miles to camp on a dirt road. Sun's already set, so twilight is not far off. But it's a beautiful drive, though. Beautiful drive. Got the, I think it's the North Fork of the Gunnison River beside me. I'll give you a look. Can you see it? Trying not to crash and kill us all. Yeah, I don't really know what to tell you just now. Hopefully I'll get there before too long. I am a bit nervous about this tent being so wet in terms of getting a good night's sleep, but short of sleeping in the car, which I don't really fancy doing because I won't be very comfortable, although I guess I could as a last resort. Should be okay though. But that mountain up ahead with all the snow on it, that's looking exciting. Well, this is nothing if not an adventure. It's now 9 o'clock. It's getting pretty dark out there, particularly under the trees. It really blocks out a lot of the remaining light. The sun set a while ago. So the roads, my goodness, the roads are pretty hair-raising. Dirt roads with pretty steep drop-offs and no guardrail. And then to top it off, we've got mud, and now we're at a high altitude, ice as well, just to make it that little bit more exciting. Camping-wise, I plan to camp along local road number 885, but given that I don't know exactly where that is, I can't quite remember, and I don't have a map. I opted to camp at this campsite here that was signposted from the County Road 12 down there. However, I've arrived up here to find the campsite closed, which isn't great because it's now getting dark. Which leaves me with not too much in the way of options. So my plan now is to go back down onto County Road 12 and have another go at finding the local road 885. If I can't find it in any decent amount of time, as in I'm just going to keep on driving, and if I don't see it, I'll arrive in Crested Butt, which is about a half-hour drive-ish from here. And there'll be a motel there or something like that to sleep in. And as a last resort, I can just get a sleeping bag in the car, which I'm not sure how legal that is if it's not in a designated, permitted camping place. So I don't really want to get a ticket. But safety first, I guess. Who likes the safety thing? So onwards, and we will figure something out. The adventure never ends. Zoom in. There it is, guys. Local road 885. What I've been looking for about an hour and a half. Much further along this road than I thought it would be. But Crested Butt even. We're here. Well folks, this is me for the night. I'm just camping in the car. Easiest thing to do. And it's pretty comfortable. The seat goes back far enough so I can just relax, have a decent sleep, and then in the morning I'll get going again and actually be able to see all the exciting things that I've been wanting to see in this area. Decided not to camp outside the car because of the road that's here. It's very challenging for the car, and it's going to get worse further up, I imagine. There's ice on the road here as well, and there's nowhere really to pitch a tent. So that leaves me with either moving on to find somewhere else or pitching the tent on gravel. Well, not just gravel, but quite rocky gravel. It wouldn't be even gravel. So I've opted for the car. I think it's more comfortable, safest option. So get some sleep and I'll see you guys in the morning. Terrifying experience. Just got woken up by this noise. It was kind of like almost like a really gravelly. It wasn't quite a growl. It was more like a rumble of a growl, but it was nowhere real. I'm not explaining it very well. It's like a type of noise beside the trunk, and I'm pretty sure it was a mountain lion. It came down the side of the car, then went back to the trunk. Obviously, all the food's in the trunk, so that's what it was. That's what it was smelling. So switched on the engine and the lights, and it has disappeared off somewhere. But fucking hell, it's scary. And they say you don't see a mountain lion until it's about to kill you. But being locked in a nice box of metal and glass. So I'm gonna move on. It's only 3 AM, so it's like 5 hours sleep, but that'll do me. I'm so glad I slept in the car last night. Although having said that, the chances of anything actually happening if I was in the tent, it would have still come to the car and I would be, several meters away in the tent. I should have been fine. But